Hi friends, welcome to Christmas Town, hosted by Monica from Up All Night DIY and Dawn from Shabby Meets Bling. Links to the hosts and the playlist will be in the description box. Today I've got all Nativity for you. My first Nativity DIY, I'm going to use these window clings I bought 2 or 3 years ago at Walmart, 98 cents. I have a multi-picture frame from Dollar Tree. I purchased this a couple years ago before the prices went up. I've got some Gorilla Glue to put in the corners and some Mod Podge to adhere my window clings to. And then I also have some scrapbooking paper from Hobby Lobby from a holiday pack that I want to add as the background. Okay, so I'm unwrapping all the plastic and I'm going to take all the inserts out of this frame and then add Gorilla Clear Grip glue to each corner. Although these corners are stapled in, I've had Dollar Tree frames fall apart before, so just for some extra security in all the corners, I'm just going to add this glue. Once my glue had set up for a good amount of time, I took 2 sheets of the scrapbooking paper and I'm going to have to overlap them so I can get the whole inside covered and just kind of get my paper pushed down right below where the edge of that frame stops so that I don't have any white gaps, and then I just fill everything back in so I can flip it over and add my clings. So now I can start to take my clings off and see how they're going to fit and exactly how many angels and stars I can surround the Holy Family with. So when you're using a picture frame and window clings, you don't necessarily have to put anything in the background. If you want to, you can just have just a clear glass, and whatever you're placing it up against will be visible through the back. So that's just something to keep in mind. I just felt like it would look better if it had a darker background, and I thought the holly and berries were very festive and will be a nice background. So once I have enough Mod Podge on my first piece added, I'm just going to press all the way around this, trying to get as many air bubbles out as I can and just work my way around, adding all of my little pieces. Here it is, all completed. Super easy DIY, but so pretty and just embracing the true meaning of Christmas. Having this clings on this picture frame makes this a usable piece year after year. Let me know, what do you think of this DIY? For my second Nativity DIY, I have these little mini ornaments from Hobby Lobby I picked up 2 years ago, a triangle shadow box from Dollar Tree, a couple of craft sticks from Dollar Tree, and a package of vintage Christmas paper from Hobby Lobby. So I want to have some of this paper inside of my shadow box, and I thought this sheet music with the poinsettias and holly was absolutely beautiful. So this will be our background, and first we're going to have to get this traced out and inserted inside our little triangle. With my piece cut out, I fit it inside the shadow box, and I wasn't feeling how it was looking. I didn't want to have to like cut inside with the paper. So I had to take a note from the Incredible Hulk and smash, took my mallet, popped the back out, and then some simple Elmer's school glue, glue stick, and got my sheet music adhered to that back wall of the shadow box. Then I take my Gorilla Clear Grip glue so I get a permanent hold and add it all around my triangle and press and hold it in place. And I ended up just laying something heavy on top of it just to ensure that I get a really good bond. So now I'm going to start adding my shelves, and I add a couple of my figures to see about how high I need to make my first shelf and mark with my pencil, and then I just snip off the excess piece of the craft stick. And I'm using a combination of hot glue and wood glue so that I have an immediate and a long-term hold. After I get my second shelf added and secured, then I just erase all of my pencil marks. Okay, so I'm just gonna dump all my pieces out and look at each face, and where there's like a missing eye or like a half of an eye, I'm just filling it in just so that the faces don't look so scary and they actually look like faces. Next, I start pulling all of the little hangers out, and I ended up having to use a pair of jewelry pliers because those things were quite sturdy. And then I started to place my pieces in the bottom row to see how many I could fit. And I was surprised that I could basically get the Holy Family, the Wise Men, and the donkey all on the bottom. Then I looked in my stash and found a tiny star, and I'm gonna use Folk Art Pure Gold to get this covered, and then I'll just attach this with simple hot glue. And here's my completed shadow box miniature nativity scene. I think this came out absolutely beautiful. I'm loving the sheet music in the background. Let me know, what do you think of this piece? For this DIY, I've got paint markers, plastic wine glasses, some peg dolls, a bead, some wood dowels, a wood ornament from Dollar Tree, a piece of a bamboo skewer. We're going to make a little nativity out of these peg dolls and a cloche out of the wine glasses. So first I'm just going to take my pencil and draw like an outline of where I want Mary's hair and her head covering to be. And then the same thing with Joseph. I'm going to try to outline where his hair and his beard will be and how the front of his tunic will look. Okay, so let's start on baby Jesus. I don't have any smaller peg dolls than that, so we're gonna make one out of a bead. You heard of a beanie baby? We got a bead baby. So I'm just gonna take this small bead, add a little Gorilla Clear Grip glue, and then add this piece of bamboo skewer, and then snip it with the pet nail snipper and look and see about the length I need to make the body area, and then get that snipped. And I have a scrap piece of felt that will be used to swaddle baby Jesus. So to make my manger, I'm going to take my craft stick and mark off on the top where I'm going to snip off that rounded edge, lay baby Jesus down, and then mark a little bit longer than his body to make my second cut. And then I'm going to use that first piece as my template to cut the second piece, and then just glue those together, and that'll be the little manger. So now I'm going to start in my coloring in, and basically all of Mary will be covered in blue. And this is just super simple. I mean, if you are a more detailed artist, by all means go ahead, but this was easiest for me. Now I'm just going to add some white and just add a little trim around the front and have it like drape all the way down, and then add a bit of brown for her hair. At the end of this video, I will have a link to other Christmas DIY videos and also playlist links within the description box. So I'm just gonna follow along my pencil marks and try to fill in the hair. And I kind of went outside of the lines, kind of making the hair look kind of shaggy. So I messed up on that first side, and I think I made the area for the beard too high. So I'm gonna make that the back now and just cover that over, and then just draw a new area for his clothing on the back on the new front side. So I'm adding just a small piece of tape so I can get a straight line when I'm making the dots for the eyes. And I'll do the same thing for Joseph. I just don't want the eyes to look all wonky, so I just at least want to get them leveled. And now I'm starting on Joseph's outfit, and he'll have the classic red and green Christmas colors. The base, like tunic, I guess, long tunic that he's wearing will be red, and then he'll have like a green robe over it. So once I finish coloring in the green robe, I just draw a little strap and like a little tie in the front to complete the look, and then we move on to his staff. And then the staff for Joseph, I'm just going to use a toothpick, and then once I get the size that looks appropriate, I just snip with that little pet nail snipper, and then I take my brown acrylic marker and then just give it a darker finish. I use that Gorilla Glue just to attach the staff to Joseph, so it will be a more permanent hold and have less of a chunky appearance than if I tried to use hot glue. So I paint on brown tempera paint and then wipe it off with a paper towel just to give my little manger a more older wooden rough look to it. I hot glue in a little bit of Spanish moss, and then I hot glue my manger down to my base in front of Mary and Joseph, and then I just add my little baby Jesus right inside. So the wine glasses that I'm using, I just nearly took a hot knife and I cut off the top and left a little bit. This is how it looks when it's all together. It comes in two different pieces. But so I love the way this looks as a cloche, and you can put a bead or a gem. I'm going to put a gem because I'm just feeling a little fancy. So I'm just going to add right in the rim a bit of Gorilla Clear Grip Glue for a permanent hold, and stick my gem inside, and then take sheer ribbon from Dollar Tree to make a cute little bow for the top. So I'm just going to add hot glue to add my bow to the top, and then just add a dab of hot glue to the bottom of both Joseph and Mary once I get them in the position that looks good behind baby Jesus, and that way they will stay secure on my tier tray. Okay, and here's my finished cloched nativity using items that I already had at my craft stash. It doesn't take much to create a beautiful nativity celebrating the birth of Jesus, the real reason for the season of Christmas. I hope you've enjoyed all the DIYs that I've created in this video today. I've enjoyed creating them for you. I will have a link to all the hosts and the playlist in the description box so you can enjoy everyone's Christmas Town DIYs. God bless you. Have a wonderful Christmas.